Okay, so you've learned about visualizations and you've learned about bivariate statistics. You've taken the reading quiz for the bivariate statistics, and now you're working on the data exploration report, and you're starting to wonder, or maybe you're starting to wonder, how do I get the data out of Tableau to run some of my ANOVAs, correlation matrices, t-tests? Because Tableau gives you the p-value and the r-squared values when you have scatter plot charts, but it doesn't give you a place to run these calculations when you're in Tableau. Anyway, so let me give you an idea of how to do that. We've learned Azure Data Studio, or perhaps you are in data.world. Let's pull this up. I'm going to show you how to do this with Azure Data Studio, though. Let's run a query, and let's get just the top 1,000 records out of the data set so that we can put it in an Excel file. I get that this is your first exposure to creating this data exploration report, and I also get that this might not be intuitive to you. So follow along with me here. Let's make a new query, and here we are connected to shared. That's where we want to be, and I want to select my data. Now in particular, I've told you for this assignment that you're going to be using down here TW location, tweet, and user. So let's select let's start by selecting all from TW tweet, and we're going to do let's do an inner join. TW start with location on TW tweet dot we need location ID, there it is, equals TW location dot location ID. So we have foreign key connected to the primary key. Let's go ahead and inner join again to TW user. That's the name of the table right here, right? Location tweet user. TW user on TW tweet dot user ID equals TW user dot user ID. Okay, perfect. Let's see what we get back. Run. Now this is going to take forever. Why? Because I said select all, and there is a ton of data in there. See this executing query? This could take all day long. So what we're going to do instead, I want to run a slightly different version. Remember when we learned top? Let's select the top, and instead of selecting all, I want just 1,000, and I don't want every column. Let's pick a few that for this assignment are realistic columns that we might want to use to explain retweet count right here. So I think weekday could be useful. Hour could be useful. Day. Language maybe. Is reshared definitely. I mean, if something's already been reshared, it's more likely to have a higher retweet count. I'm going to skip reach because that's kind of a chicken and egg problem. Reach is a measure of how many people have, how far out it's gone. I'm going to skip that one instead. Let's use clout. It's a measure of how important the person is who tweeted it. Sentiment gives you a measure of the text if it's positive or negatively toned. We're not going to use the tweet text yet. We'll do that later on in this course. But let's see what else we have here. We have a lot of location data. I think what I want to do is country, but there's too many countries to do this for everything. I don't want you to run an ANOVA with a few hundred countries. So I'll show you what we'll do here in a second. Country, and let's do gender. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Oh, and then of course, don't forget retweet count. All right, so it's 9 including our target variable or dependent variable. So let's run this. Okay, so now 1,000 rows. See how quickly it's done. This is what I want to use. And I just clicked right here to copy everything. Now I'm going to open up Excel and we'll run our analyses. Now I get that your visualizations are going to be including all the data. Normally we would run our bivariate statistics on all the data. However, you know, to teach everything that's done in the CRISP DM process would take an entire master's program, not just one class. So we're going to take a few shortcuts here and there to make this more reasonable. All right, so actually let me undo and go down one spot so I can put some headers in there. Weekday, I'm just going to type these in. Hour, day is reshare, clout, sentiment, country. Oh, and you know what I meant to do? We'll fix this here. Gender, retweet, count. So I'm doing this for the purpose of running my ANOVAs, t-tests, correlation matrices here in Excel, not to create visualizations from. You're going to do that through Tableau by connecting straight to the server. What I do want to do, though, is go back here and let's pick, I never gave it a where clause. Let's pick where country, to keep it simple, equals, United States. Let's do some logic. India does a lot of tech work and tweeting. They do in Europe as well. Let's just pick another country, though. Oh, or country. I can't just do a comma. Or country. I can do equals one at a time or do country in. I like that method better. There we go. Or country in United States, comma, India, comma. You pick these. Doesn't have to be me. I'll pick Canada. There we go. So top 1,000 that are only in those countries. There we go. So now I've reduced my country down to a size that I can run an ANOVA on. And I'd only have to have a few. It's not unreasonable. So I'll paste that over. Oof. Let me try that one more time. Click, copy, Control C. Right here, Control V to paste. Perfect. Okay, so from here, if you've read the chapter and followed along, you should be able to know how to, or figure out how to run ANOVAs and t-tests and correlation matrices. So back to the assignment. That gets you through which variables to use, and you should be able to come up with a data exploration report from there. Good luck.